One of the primary challenges I think students face when they're taking an online class is getting used to the idea of working with a computer as opposed to showing up to class week to week. I think a lot of students feel almost safe behind a monitor and they don't realize that there is a professor on the other side keeping an eye on them. One of the best ways to overcome that challenge is to not be afraid to ask questions to the professor, whether it be through email, web courses, or a variety of other methods we have to talk. It's important for students to keep in contact with their professor so we can help them when they need it.
Some of the challenges you might find in an online course is, especially if you're new to online learning, is you need to be what we call in education a self-directed learner. You can look that up, Google that term and see what it's all about. But basically you have to be very self-motivated and willing to be a self-learner, to teach yourself, because your instructor is not going to be there to walk into my office. You can walk into it virtually, but it's just not the same. Also, some of the tools that we have in online learning are a little bit different. If you've never used an online textbook, it's a totally different type of reading and learning. There's extra tools at your disposal, such as virtual highlighting and virtual sharing with your classmates and discussions, but it takes a little bit of getting used to using those online texts.
Challenges that face students are quite often keeping on top of their deadlines, so I find it very important that students maintain a very solid schedule and calendar for when their deadlines are. Now, this also helps them to maintain not only their school life but also their personal life and how they can weave in their school and their personal life together in a cohesive way.
Well, one challenge my students face is that they expect that the work will be something like I read about it and I find the answer and I give the answer. And it's really not like that at all. The kind of work in my classes involves doing, and they're just not going to learn it by reading about it. They have to read about it, of course, but then try to apply what they've read to the problems, the exercises, and the homework. One thing students can do to overcome that challenge is to ask me specific questions about where they're getting stuck. So rather than struggling with it for an hour and then asking me, I would rather that they say, hey, the instructions said to look in the dictionary etymology, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to find when I get there and how it applies to the problem. And then I'm happy to help coach them through that rough spot.
Online courses come with their own challenges. As a matter of fact, you must never forget you have your professor who's there to support you. Your professor will also ensure that you understand the content of your course. He's there to guide you and cheer you on this journey. Always reach out to your professor, email him or her, and you will get the support necessary to enhance your success in your online course.